You're still hanging with me on Morning Spree with DJ Eva. You just heard the audio version of American Adobo. That's a funny instructional cooking video that really became a viral video on the internet. That video was directed by Kraft, who is now with us here in the studio. Grabe na to! Good morning, Travis. How are you?
Thanks, Octopus Kraft, and I am that Adobo guy that you just heard.
Yes.
I'm glad that everyone's enjoying my video on YouTube and everywhere else it's been shown. So I'm glad you guys are sending me all sorts of nice letters and such. I appreciate it.
Of course, we all love it. Syempre pa, you know what? Your video, not only American Adobo, and the other videos were shown in some events already. And the people, upon seeing the video, they would just really crack up and they'll just laugh. They're all entertained.
Yeah, that's good. That's why I do videos. That's always the most important thing, is that people are entertained. Above anything else, above even the quality, although most of mine are pretty high quality, especially the stuff that I kind of evolved as a filmmaker. American Adobo was one of my first ones when I first started producing these web videos, and now they've taken on a whole another life in terms of they've become very filmic, very sophisticated, good production values. But what's most important is just that people are entertained. That's what I really care about.
Exactly. And speaking of quality, I personally noticed, comparing your videos from each other, American Adobo was your first. Yung American Adobo po kasi, hindi po talaga kabonggahan ang lighting and everything. Yeah. But despite that, it really became famous and people really love it, even after you produced and posted Salazar, which was the second instructional cooking video that you did, right? Tell us something more about Salazar.
Well, Salazar is the sequel to the famous American Adobo video, which a lot of people have seen obviously on YouTube. It's been played on a few different Filipino television channels. But Salazar, we take things kind of to the next level. That's a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more, the comedy is a little bit more broad. Whereas the first one is just kind of cute, not really trying too hard. In the sequel, it gets a little bit more elaborate, so it's a little bit different, but they're both fun. I just kind of take it to the next level, and it kind of parodies a little bit how I've become famous for being this famous cooking guy, this famous chef. So it kind of plays off of that, and it's just kind of a parody of what my life became after the famous American Adobo video. Even I'm in Los Angeles, a lot of Filipino Americans come up to me. I'll be at a nightclub or at a restaurant, people come up, hey, I love your Adobo video, and that kind of thing, and that always makes me feel really nice.
Yeah, I know the feeling, even if I don't have American Adobo video. What's this? Because, you know what, guys? American Adobo and Salazar were even featured in GMA's, what's this show again? Showtime.
With Bitoy.
Bitoy's Showtime, because they would feature some interesting, famous videos from YouTube, right? And your videos were chosen.
Yeah, actually they've been on some other shows too, and Salazar, like I said, it's more sophisticated. That's actually been featured in some film festivals in the United States.
What are these festivals again?
Well, they're just different film festivals where they show different types of films, but it's pretty cool because, I mean, they're not even in English, but they're showing them in America, and most people in America have never even heard of the Philippines, so it's good that they get exposed to Filipino culture. And these videos ultimately are about honoring Filipino culture. They're a real tribute to Filipino culture. There's been a few people that have kind of misinterpreted them into thinking that I'm somehow making fun of Filipino culture. But no, it's just the opposite. They're very sincere and very genuine. And most people get that. That's why I think people like them so much, because they like the sincerity of it. And it's really something different for people, which is good. Different's always good. I mean, especially for television, they tend to show the same things over and over again. Sure, they might, recast things and give it a different name, but I feel like everything on television we've seen a million times before.
I have a question here, Travis. It says, siya po ay isang model, actor, and director. And then, he said, ano po ba ang kanyang minomodel? Well, this is the question about modeling, because yeah, Travis Kraft is an actor, model, actor, and director. So the question is, what have you modeled for?
Well, I've modeled a lot in the United States, and here in the Philippines, I did. Well, I had to. One of the last things I did was that Canadian Club billboard.
Yeah, and that was located at
SM North. It's,
yes.
I had a billboard for Rexona deodorant here in the Philippines.
That was at Guadalupe.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
What have I done here? I've done a lot of stuff. Jockey. Yeah, I've had a lot of billboards for Jockey. I did some local magazines here in the Philippines. In America, I've had a diverse range of jobs over there. Everything from on the lower end when I was starting out, I modeled Halloween costumes in a catalog, but then I did some very high-end, high-profile jobs modeling, such as the photo shoot for Harper's Bazaar magazine, where I was paired up with Lindsay Lohan. And
yes.
We got to have a fun shoot, me and Lindsay, for a couple days.
Among all these modeling jobs that you have done, what are your top 3 favorites?
Boy, it's hard because anytime I'm getting paid to do a photo shoot and do something artistic, it's a good day. So one particular thing that has always stuck out in my mind is actually something that a job that I did here in the Philippines, which was one of the setups we did for a jockey campaign I did. We went to this neighborhood out in Quezon City, and they rented a really nice, really expensive BMW motorcycle. And
wow.
They got me on it, and we were doing some shots on the motorcycle, and all the kids from the neighborhood came and watched, and made me feel like a really big shot for that time.
Wow.
So, but I'll never forget that. Even, like I said, I had more fun doing that actually than even the Lindsay Lohan shoot, which was fun because the Lindsay Lohan shoot, I mean, she's such a high-profile person. If you're out with her, you're gonna. Not only were we doing the shoot for the magazine, there's a lot of paparazzi hanging out and shooting us together, and it's fun, ending up in those other magazines than from the paparazzi shots of us together.
Yeah. See, I think that's even more interesting. You'd have this. You're shooting something for one magazine, and then after that, you'd just be surprised that all your other pictures are posted on a lot of websites and stuff.
It's funny because we're shooting outdoors with Lindsay, and the photographer would be shooting us together, and there'd be paparazzi right over the photographer's shoulder, basically being the same shot as him. And then those ended up in all the tabloids and magazines. But it's really, I ain't gonna lie, it's fun to see yourself in those things.
I know, even if I'm not there, it's really interesting, right? Attorney Gorgeous Levi? Hey, you have to hear this. Good morning, DJ Ima. Hi, so OMG, oh my god, I saw Travis on TV and I already watched American Adobo. Let me see. Mr. Travis, are you still single? I'm also single. I'm Basha. Can you be my popoy? You be careful. Whatever. Anyways, go ahead, it's okay.
Okay, well, I'll answer that question. I am still single, and now we have your phone number because you texted in that question. So who knows? I do like a lot of the local women here. There's a lot of people from America coming up from America to the Philippines to find wives and girlfriends, and a lot of American women don't like that, but the truth is, Filipino women are wonderful. Not only are they beautiful, but they know how to treat a guy, so I think they're really special.
Okay. And what made you say that? Have you ever experienced having a girlfriend that's Filipina?
More than once.
More than once. Okay.
More than once, but we don't need to get into all that. But,
I know.
I seriously do love Filipino women, and I think that they're amongst the most beautiful women on the planet.
It's a compliment to hear. Another question, God. The questions are keep coming. Good morning. Napanood ko na yan sa RFM. See in one event. Hehehe. Ang cute niya doon. Superman. Gusto ko po sanang mag-greet sa clan namin. Well, maybe you can greet hi to this clan. The name of the clan is this. Do you see it?
The Republic Clan.
Yeah. Read them.
I appreciate your guys' support. The Republic Clan and everyone else. I really appreciate all the texts and emails. I get a lot of emails from the Philippines, not just from the Philippines, but from Filipinos all over those other ones. Those outnumber the other types of fan letters I get from just other people. It seems like people outside of America enjoy me more than people in America. I just need to get the Americans to maybe catch on and like me as much, get as enthusiastic behind me. It's just, which is coming, just, as my stuff gets out there, and especially when I do high profile jobs, I mean, I always get a good response back from people, not just in the Philippines or Europe or America.
Speaking of emails, messages, and stuff like that, have you ever received something like, bad or like something like indecent stuff, indecent proposal,
Yeah, the fan letter I get, like I said, it comes from all around the world. It comes, the majority actually probably comes from Filipinos and Filipinos from other countries. But I get letters from, there's a boy from Eastern Europe that keeps writing me. I think he's in Croatia. He keeps sending me these fan letters and saying, please come visit here in Europe. And which I was nice. I sent him an autographed picture, but I keep getting letters from him. But the people that write me, I get most people, probably 90% of people are very sweet and write really, really nice things. Then other people write things that range from indecent proposals.
I know, and how do you react to that?
Which I'm fielding those offers. And then there's a few people, there's actually a small percentage of people that out of all the letters I get, they're very mean, very angry, because I think they're angry that I'm doing things that's getting recognition, and then people get angry because you're getting attention and they're not getting attention, and a lot of it goes back to just that, very needy people. But I think I'm getting attention in the right way. I try and get attention for doing good, positive things. There's a lot of people that need attention, and some people will do bad things to get it. I try and do positive things to get attention.
Well, you know what? The very simple word for that is jealousy. Like other people.
Yeah, but you can't be bothered by it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, because in my show, I would always want to emphasize values that we have to observe. In life, you can't really expect people to like you and everything that you do. A lot of people will.
You can't please everyone.
Exactly. And how do you react to people who be? Because I saw comments on your YouTube page, like some people really so love your videos, others were like you're like what's this? It's like humiliation to Filipino culture, or like, can you do something?
Well, those are few and far between, but I encourage everyone to, especially with my YouTube, which you can go to youtube.com/coolboyinla or traviscraft.com will take you to my YouTube. But I mean, I try and encourage all types of free thought, and if someone doesn't like me, that's okay. I understand I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I don't want to censor anyone. So if they want to maybe leave a mean comment on my YouTube from time to time, that's okay too. I don't worry about it. I'm just really thankful for all the nice letters and things like that I get from people, nice comments and such.
Okay, well, just be positive about it. As just like in showbiz, bad or good publicity is still publicity, right?
Well, I don't have too much of that bad publicity.
I know, but I'm just saying, and like I've worked for The Buzz, which is a showbiz-oriented talk show, and all these other jobs I had. So it's just be positive. You know what? We still have other questions to accommodate.
Let's get to them.
But we have to pause for a break. We still have time for one song, and then let's go to the other song. Yeah. Well, up next is David Cook's "Always Be My Baby." Stick around.
In time, and everlasting, as you will always be.
How to stop this? How to stop this one?
Push the middle button.
The middle button.